Hi, I'm Lisa.
I'm Alana.
We're coming at you here with an educational series on some yoga poses that we think you could benefit by just refining just a bit to make it more comfortable for you. And it's about, allowing the postures to develop for you individually. We're all working on something different. We all have past, traumas, injuries, and, respectful lives that we've had. So it'll be nice to just see what happens. So Alana and I decided that maybe a plank might be a next great pose to take you through. So would you like to go? So we're going to do from plank to lower chaturanga. So you show me what you would normally do for this pose in a yoga class.
Okay. So this would be my plank.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would lower down.
Mm-hmm.
And come.
And then probably downward dog, right?
Yes.
Okay. So let's revisit that. Okay, so we're gonna go to plank. So let's go ahead and spread your fingers nice and wide and then really push down. So you're pushing down, utilizing the floor to find that lift up. Okay, and then push through the heels. So now you have more of a line. Yeah. Take your arms, squeeze them together a little bit. Yeah. And did you see right at the top of her shoulder blades, there was like a cinching there. All right. Now, when you lower, I'm going to have you lower just straight down to the floor. So if you can hold this line of strength, can you lower to the floor with everything? If not, just lower the knees. Okay. Now in that pose, the last thing to land was her kind of buttocks, belly area. And we want to make that where everything lands kind of at the same time. So I'm going to have you take your hands and lift them up. Okay. Now take your shoulder blades, and I don't know if she knows where they are, and take your wrists and bring them back towards your hips. Yes. Okay. So, yep, exactly. So we don't want them to go past the elbows, but about there. Now spread your fingers wide. Good. And place your hands back down. Now the hands on the floor are going to help you squeeze those shoulder blades together. Now, so that's passive because the floor is helping her get in there. So up at her shoulders, I'm trying to circle here, right? When she first did this the first time, her shoulders were rolling forward and dipping down towards the floor. Right now, just by setting it up this way, her shoulders are back, her shoulder blades are back, and her back is set up and coiled with this energy that she's going to use to help pick herself up. So I'm going to have you pick your hands up again. Nice. So what she didn't do was use her buttocks and legs to engage to pick up her hands. Hands come back down, spread the fingers wide. Now all I'm going to have you do is, can you lift just your belly by pressing down your hands? Just the belly part. And we're practicing this because she lowered with this last. We're going to try and pick it up first. Push down even more. Try to find any height. Yes. Okay, let it relax. Okay, now we're going to do it again, and I'm going to have you press yourself all the way up to the top of plank, and knees can stay down if you want. Push. Unbend those elbows. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, now she's at plank. You're going to lower down all the way again, keeping that in mind of what you just did. There's so much going on here, but we'll revisit that later. Yes. Okay, now upward facing dog. See how your shoulder blades are squeezing together? Keep them squeezed together and push your hands into the floor and just lift your upper body this time. Keep straightening your arms. Keep the shoulder blades squeezed. Shoulder blades squeezed. Keep pressing towards straight. Look at this beautiful line. She is spreading that out all throughout her upper back. Good. Even more, lift the chest, curve the ribs, and then relax. Oh, that looked so good, didn't it? Oh my God. All right. Do you need to take a breath to rest for? See, being the model is tough. That looked so good.
Thanks. I'm good.
All right. So talk to us.
So.
Now she's never done this before.
No. Whenever I do that flow, I feel like it's always very fast paced, and I'm not really focused on like any individual muscle at all. I'm just kind of like trying to make it happen because it is difficult to do. I'm like out of breath now. And I could feel myself, I could feel different muscles engaging. Like when I would engage my shoulders, it would like almost engage my chest too. And just everything was working together. When I would engage one thing, like so many other things would happen, and I could feel that.
Yeah, I think with yoga, a lot of times we overuse one part, like overuse the lower back in the upward facing dog. We overuse, when you first came down, your shoulders were jammed up to your neck, right? So now we're overusing the traps. And this is when like people go to massage to have this, area massaged out because it's so tight because they're being overused that way. When you had come down the second time, you were so much more set, so much more aware of where you are in space. And those are the mechanics that are going to help you do the flow a little bit easier. The thing about yoga with flows is that if you keep doing it over and over and over, they start to become this like mindless activity where we're not focused on what we're doing. And that's when injury occurs. A lot of times with yoga, that forward shoulder posture, people get that pinching in the front of their shoulder over time. And these areas and ways that we just shifted you are going to help to minimize that for the future. So it's like you're becoming aware of your body as you're moving. It almost becomes like a meditation because you're so in tune. And then you're protecting the body by just having more awareness overall. You're spreading the workout over the entire body instead of having one particular spot. So what do you think of all that?
It was amazing.
Woo, those are two big poses. Yeah.
I felt very conscious of like what I was doing the second time when I normally do it. Like I said, I just flow through it because it is difficult. So I'm like, okay, I just need to do this like really, really fast. And
yeah. And first of all, thank you for being our model.
Of course.
Because it's very vulnerable to like go into poses. She has no idea what we're doing. We picked a pose, but I just had her do it how she normally does. And then we kind of refined it, picked it apart to make it better. So now every time she goes into class, she's going to have a little bit easier of a time. She's going to muscle build. She's going to bring better mapping into her body of like this awareness of the backside. Because it probably felt really front side when you're lowering an upward facing dog. It's very front focused and it's a lot of back focus to do this. And then I had her put in a little push up there, where belly leading first, lifting up is way harder to do. So yeah, thank you. We hope that this is helping you. Please put comments down with any questions that you may have, and we'll come at you with more educational videos.
See you next time.
Bye.